Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. Well, I wanted to sort of bring y'all up to date on what we've been doing. And I'm going to include a clip of that at the end of this video. We have been working on the front porch. Now we've got a wraparound porch that is all the way on the front and then about a third of the way down the side of the house. And we put rails on the porch about, I'm thinking 8, maybe 10 years ago. And we made them out of birch, and of course you have to make them in sections. And I painted them back then by putting a coat of primer on first and then 2 coats of paint. Now I really think the paint has held up very well, but on the top of the rail where the rain gets on there and the little bottom part where the little posts are attached gets rain and kind of standing water there, so some of that paint has come off. Now we washed down everything under that porch, and of course we had an abundance of spiders and spider webs, and they like to get in that little section of the siding that's next to windows or edges of the door and that kind of thing. And we usually spray out there. So anyway, we went ahead and cleaned everything and sprayed it this time. But we've still got to do the 2 big windows, one in the front and one on the side. And of course now we've got to paint the railing. And I mean, it really looks kind of okay the way it is, and I could just paint the top and the bottom of it, but I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole thing. And also Mr. Bucky got the front door all sanded down, and I put the coat of polyurethane on yesterday. So we're making progress, and once we get that rail done, then it's going to be a great thing, but that's going to take probably a couple of days. So we've got great weather for today and tomorrow and probably several days next week. So 2 days I should finish that painting, and then we need to get the window done. But here's what I wanted to talk about. Kale. Over the last year, it's actually been 18 months that we've been doing the green smoothies pretty well every single morning. And of course we've seen a dramatic increase in our energy and better health, better results on the blood tests from the doctor, getting your cholesterol and all that checked. And actually Mr. Bucky's was better than mine, probably because I eat more sweets than he does. But anyway, what we have both noticed is that the kale works better than any other green for energy, because we've needed a lot of energy now that we're working outside on all the things to do with the house and the yard, and we have definitely decided kale is the best for energy for sure. So this morning I'm going to use the balance of the baby spinach that I had. That'll be all of it for now, and I'm going to add just a handful of the kale to that, and that's including the stalk and everything. Now this was some really nice looking kale, but this is the last of the kale too. Alright, so let me get all that in there. So the other thing is that I stopped using the celery. We had used the celery, I'm thinking we probably used putting a stalk of celery in our smoothies every single morning for about the last 6 weeks. And what we noticed was that, how will I say this? I don't know how to say it other than to just say it. Bowel movements were not quite as good. What you really want is a long cylinder and then a clean sweep. That means your intestines are very healthy. And we weren't quite getting that like we were before. I know, does this embarrass y'all? It's kind of embarrassing to say it, but it's the truth, y'all. You know, what goes in's got to come out, and it needs to come out in a way that's healthy for your body. So you want long cylinder and a clean sweep. And we just could not get that with using the celery, and it took us a while to figure out that it was the celery that was doing that. And part of the reason, I think, and this is just my guess, is that celery has a tremendous, let's say, antibacterial factor to it. They use celery juice to preserve meat now. If they want to preserve it in an all-natural way, it's got natural nitrates or nitrites, I don't know which, but they appear naturally in the celery, which is why celery lasts for a long time. Yeah, I mean, you can literally harvest it in the fall and store it in cold storage all winter long, and it'll keep. So anyway, we stopped using the celery, but we're still using the carrot. And everything has returned to normal, y'all. So, and it took it about 3 days to return to normal, but it did. So anyway, and again, the kale, as far as we're concerned, is the one that gives us the most energy. And I'll have to tell you that I did a lot of research on the baby greens, and they were saying, okay, the baby greens contain as much nutrients as the full-grown greens do, and you know, several studies showed that, and I'm sure it's true, y'all, but for us, the mature kale is the one that gives us the most energy. So we're going to, as long as I can still get it at the store, we're going to stick with the mature kale when I can find it. I've had trouble finding it recently. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention was, can y'all see that? I don't, in my view, it looks, everything's backwards. But anyway, so what I have started doing, 4 days a week, I make a 70-ounce smoothie. And of course we divide it between the two of us, and then the overage I freeze in ice trays, like that. And so 3 days a week I don't have to fix a smoothie. And so what I do is take them out of the ice trays, put them in freezer bags, and then when we're ready to have them in the morning, I just put them down in a little pan of warm water. In about 20 minutes, they're all thawed out. I open the end of it a little bit, dump it into the glasses. So we're having, making 70-ounce smoothies 4 days a week, and that gives us 20 ounces per day. And so anyway, that equals 280 ounces. And I use the overage for 4 days. I freeze that in the ice trays and then transfer them to the freezer bags. And it's just worked out really, really well. It thaws pretty quick if you put them in a gallon freezer bag. Now I'm talking about for 2 people. So that works out to be 20 ounces per day. And on this glass, it comes up to about right there is 20 ounces. So we got it all worked out, y'all. So it definitely makes my life easier, because if you're fixing a smoothie anyway, you might as well go ahead and fix more, right? As much as the beaker will hold. So anyway, this morning we're using berries. This is strawberries and blueberries mixed together. So that's about 1.5 cups. And going ahead and using the 4 dates. And I get really so much stuff in this, I have to grind it up a little bit before I can get the rest in. 3 cubes of cream of wheat and oatmeal, 1 sort of medium-sized carrot, and I do peel that carrot, 2 cubes of almond pulp, and 2 cubes of coconut pulp. And see, I've still got a lot more to add in here. I'm going to use 2 oranges, and this is 2 apples. But I actually lost half of one of the apples because it was rotten on one side. But anyway, so that's really an apple and a half. Those are the Macintosh. Mash that down a little bit. Yeah, so, you know, they say that the baby greens are just as healthy as the mature greens, but I'm going to have to beg to differ with that, just based on the way we feel when we have the mature kale, for instance. Alright, so I'm using 2 oranges this morning. to kill the taste of the greens. Oh, and I actually had a seed in it. It's the first seed I've seen in weeks. There's a little seed was in that orange. And I just cut them in half so I can see those seeds. Although if you ground the seeds up, it wouldn't hurt you, I'm sure. Alright, so we're going to also put peanut butter in because that also gives us energy. And we are definitely looking for all the energy we can find recently for sure. Alright, so let me just dump some of the water in. Now I've actually got 2 3/4 cups of water here, so I don't know how much of that I'm going to use. But I'm going to definitely want this amount in the Vitamix to be, can y'all see that? It's about, you know, an inch, no, about 3/4 of an inch above the 64-ounce mark. Alright, y'all, I'm going to have to grind this up just a little bit, then I'm going to put in the bananas and the peanut butter. We'll be right back. Alright, we have finished making this smoothie. I don't know if y'all can see or not, but it's a little above the maximum fill line. Now, I think if you had something that was real liquidy, it would kind of squirt out the little spout here. But you just want to make sure you've got your lid on, you know, properly, and start it out on low and then build up and then flip it up to high. So it still really only takes about 45 seconds. So anyway, let's see how much we've got here. So we're going to fill the glasses up to the 20-ounce mark. And again, no tasting before. We're going to drink it no matter what. But it's going to be good. I mean, I feel like I've had enough experience with this to know that it's going to taste pretty good. Alright, so I think we've got enough to fill up. Well, y'all couldn't see. To fill up 2 ice trays, or at least 1.5 for sure. So this will mean that for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I don't have to pick smoothies. We will already have them in the freezer, and all I have to do is thaw them out. So I'm really liking that, especially as busy as we are now, getting the yard and the outside of the house ready for sale. Alright, so this tray isn't quite as full as the other one, but there you go. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and taste of this and tell y'all what it tastes like. So there's the mark. That's 20 ounces up to right there. Alright. Okay. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. You totally cannot taste the greens. Alright, y'all, so at the end of this, I'm going to try to figure out how to do that, y'all. Because I went ahead outside and did a little video to do with the front porch before the sun came up, because once the sun's up, there's so much light and I couldn't have shown you the rails. So I'm going to add that at the end of this video. It might appear at the beginning. I don't know. I don't know how to do all that, but I'm going to give it a try. Alright, so we will see y'all next time. Bye for now. Alright, here's what we've been working on for the past 2 days. We redid the door. Mr. Bucky sanded it, and I put another coat of polyurethane on it. So there it is. Got my ferns moved out. We've also been working on the railing. Yeah, it's early in the morning. The sun's not even up yet. Got a big truck going by early. Anyway, so there's the railing. We put Clorox on it to kill any mildew, and so I'm going to have to put a coat of primer on it, and then we're going to repaint it. The columns have to be scraped yet. We haven't done that yet. Dread doing that. Anyway, there's the railing. Looks okay from a distance, but it's not okay. So, look at this little part. See the bottom of it there? We ended up scraping a lot of that paint off. Now the railing is made, I think we made it out of birch. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, the railing's been up and painted like this for about 10 years now. See the top of it? Yeah. So we're going to have to put the primer on it and then repaint it, which is going to take a while. Alright, y'all. Mr. Bucky's still working on the shrubbery, and also he's got to trim back this side way back from the house because it's too close. Yeah. So we got 60 degrees this morning, and we're going to have low humidity, and the sun's not up yet. Yeah. Alright, got a lot of railing to do. Look at that. All around there. And all down here. I'm going to be painting for probably the next 2 days, but we're supposed to have really great weather. Also, we got the siding washed down, but we get spiders that make their little homes sort of in there. And so we had a lot of spider webs to clean up in here. And we've got to take this storm window out and repaint that. We're going to have to scrape it and do some sanding also. Anyway, I did clean the window on the outside, but this is a permanent storm window that doesn't go up or down. So we've got to take the whole window out, or I mean the whole storm window. Anyway, y'all, I haven't been up long this morning, but I wanted to come out here and try to film this before the sun came up, because I'll be filming into the light. There's the door. Yeah. Alright, y'all, so this is what we've been doing, and this is what we're going to be doing for the next 2 days for sure. Alright, we will see y'all next time.